the guy, another Indian doctor. I did
Yeah.
this thing with him recently, collab
Hmm.
with him
Hmm.
recently.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, he recorded 3 videos without keeping his mic on. So
Okay.
things like
you
that happen.
you like you do one thing now. You put on your earphones because we are live now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome. How are you? We are live. Like this was a very unplanned live because I generally go live on Mondays. This is Sunday, so I would, as you have seen the thumbnail, we have put Fituber on thumbnail and my title. I would just like to clear it out that this is less about Fituber and this is more about opinions. The opinions about health and medical stuff, and like we are going to like consider all the myths and the opinions about your health throughout the internet, throughout media, whatever tips and advices are given, and we are going to look at it through the medical perspective and how much validity they hold. Okay, so how much of it is myth and how much of it is actually correct, like whatever advice is given on internet. So that's what we are going to do. Firstly, let me introduce you, Dr. Ajay Ramesh. He has done his MBBS and currently studying for his MD, and he also has a YouTube channel named as Dr. A, and link will be in the description. So welcome to my channel, Dr. Ajay. How are you? Yeah, I think so. There's some problem in audio.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, now I'm able to hear because that's because your mic is here, right? Yeah,
Okay, let me just hold it like this. Let me hold it like a boomer.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Is it clear now?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So how's your Sunday going?
It's amazing. I was actually looking forward to this one's live stream because as soon as I saw your video, I was like, finally, there's someone who's logically seeing this content, like not being blinded by the influence. And as expected, Indian audience just thrashed him by the negative comments. And as he described, his negative comments were very colorful. So, like, what would you
Yeah.
say about it, dude? B-
I mean, like initially they were very supportive. Okay, like I had around 2,000 views and I had 200 likes and one dislike. People seem to like it. I was
Hmm.
getting messages from people saying you finally spoke about it,
Yeah.
and you've shared, like proper medical knowledge and not some thing taken out of thin air.
Yeah.
And then somehow one of the tags is Fituber. So YouTube started suggesting it to people who watch Fituber regularly and people who search for Fituber regularly.
Yeah.
And suddenly, like one day I wake up and there were like some 6-7 thousand views, and it just like started picking up from there.
Yeah.
And people, it's like an echo chamber, right? So there weren't any negative comments initially, so I wasn't getting many negative comments, and then a few negative comments started coming in, and those people who didn't like the video, they would start liking those negative comments, and they would feel emboldened by those negative comments, and then
Yeah.
they'll put something just to like, oh, I did something, I played my bet in the revolution or something like that. So yeah, there were a lot of there are still a lot of comments, and I'm not going to delete them.
Hmm.
Let them be there. One day when they realize that that guy is wrong,
They will
I want
change.
them to
They will
come back and
change
see what
them. So,
I want to come back. I want them to come back and see those comments again.
what I felt bad about is the how Indian audience said their one opinion and not they're not able to change it because it's a best way to destroy a brain plasticity, as it says that it declines with
Yeah,
age, but there is a certain part of it which is psychological. Like you can just be open to new ideas, and that's what we lack as like Indian audience, and this is especially in Indian audience. I'm not saying that this is all over the world, and this is what daunts me, and hence the message that I give through my videos is like be in this I don't know state, like at least consider the ideas that a person is presenting you, be open to it. And
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, for like before we start to talk about Fituber, it's going to be in the end of the stream, so that like you guys stick together with us, like don't leave the stream. We are going to talk about Fituber. We I personally I respect that guy because the things he has done. Firstly, the honey the how he has exposed the
Yeah.
honey companies that they mix the artificial sugars, and it was really amazing for me to do. And second thing, what he has done is he has educated people to actually read the ingredients rather than giving into the marketing that goes in front of the product. So that's really amazing. I really respect that guy for that. But then now he is starting to mess it up because there are certain things that science wouldn't agree with what he says in his videos. So we will come at it. So, like, you being a doctor, I would first like to start by asking you that how would you doctor's job is very hectic. So how do you
Yeah.
maintain your mental sanity in this tough time? Because I'm sure in COVID also you might be giving some contribution, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so when the COVID situation happened, I was working. So I'm currently on a break studying for an exam. So I'm
Okay.
currently, from the past couple of months, I'm not working. But
Okay.
back then I was working. So the best thing for anyone in any job is to have a
Hmm.
routine. So
Yeah, yeah.
my routine was go to the hospital. So it will be like from 8 to 5 or 6, something like that.
Just one
Right.
second.
So,
You hold your mic a little closer because then the sound will
okay. Okay.
dissipate.
Is it
Yeah.
clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could have a better mic. I'm really sorry
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the best thing to do is to have a routine. So once you get used to the routine, it becomes easy because it's like your brain is, like it knows what's going to happen next. So
Absolutely.
I used to work, come back home. I would have like a 1 hour proper workout at home,
Okay.
and then I would go for like 1 or 2 kilometers of walk outside. So I'd be stress free. And end of the day, every day I used to watch some movie or some TV show just to, get out of my life and
Exactly. A
get into some other life.
little
Yeah.
bit of escape from the hectic life.
Yeah. And always get really good sleep. Like I always manage to get like at least
Hmm.
7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Hmm, 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 hmm.
So yeah, I guess could, maintain my balance a bit
Okay.
that way.
So, like, with this, I would like to come arrive at my first opinion, and it's about brands. I
Hmm.
want to ask you that what do you think of those brands who on the name of doctors recommendation sell their products? Like, there are many products. I'm not talking
Colgate.
about yes. So one of it is Colgate, but I'm not talking about the supplements or medicines. I'm talking about the other products like anti-aging products, like fairness products. And so I would like to first ask you, A, how do you feel about it that they are earning money on the name of doctors, and B, like, how much on the scale of 1 to 10, how effective are they?
So how I feel about it
Yeah.
depends on how they are doing it.
Okay.
If say for example, like doctors aren't supposed to advertise for any brand. Basically, that's how the rules are.
Okay.
But people see it as a non-harmful way of if you're selling something healthy. For
Hmm.
example, say if I am suggesting you to take a brand of whey protein that
Hmm.
I
Hmm, hmm.
think is healthy, right?
Okay.
So I'm not doing something harmful. But if I tell you to buy, like say, if I ask you to buy steroid medications to put on weight,
Hmm.
I am doing something harmful.
Yeah.
So it all depends on that context. But on the whole, I'm not really positive
Against
about
it. Okay.
doctors suggesting things. In fact, even IMA does this for Dettol. You might have seen
Yeah.
endorsed by IMA or something. What
Yeah.
they say, that's we're not supposed to do that. And IMA definitely probably gets a lot of money. And I don't know. I don't support IMA doing that. But yeah, we do see a lot of doctors doing it.
Hmm.
And your second question, how effective are they? It all depends on a product.
Okay.
Uh, is Colgate effective? It's effective because it has fluoride in it.
Hmm.
It's not because it is Colgate, right? So
Okay. But
Yeah.
like, if
So
you see, these are the products which are almost used by everyone, Colgate and toothpaste. So
Mhm.
I'm talking about the unconventional products who make these claims like we'll grow your hair back, not back, we'll grow your hair back, we'll get your fairer skin, and we'll reduce your acne and we'll reduce your wrinkles. I'm talking about those products which are pretty unconventional, which are surrounded on this area of looks. So yeah, I'm talking about those.
so these are things that would affect a person's insecurities, right?
Yeah,
Like if someone's losing hair,
in
or if
short.
someone's not fair, or
Exactly.
someone's short, or someone's, aging or something, right? So you attack those insecurities and you sell them something, it will sell. You just have to be good with your words. That's exactly what Fituber is doing. If you see all of his videos, it's about like how to grow taller,
Yeah.
PCOD, how to how to grow hair. And recently, I think he had how to grow black hair or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you attack those insecurities and you push products, people are gonna buy. But it's not an ethical thing to do. Not just for a doctor, but for anyone, because as you can see, like most of them don't work.
Yeah, that's what I
If
wanted
they
to hear
work,
actually. Because
yeah, because see,
yeah.
if they work, it'll probably get FDA approval,
Hmm.
and doctors in that field will prescribe it,
Exactly. Then
right?
there wouldn't
So if
be, then there wouldn't be any painful procedures like hair transplant. People wouldn't opt that, right? They would like instead just
exactly,
apply oil and grow their hair back.
exactly, and the other main big industry that these people target is like anti-aging and all that. uh, the way they are sold is that it will make you like look 10 years younger or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if you read the fine details just on the bottle of the anti-aging this thing that they sell,
Yeah.
it just says it makes your skin look younger. It doesn't say it will make your skin younger.
Okay.
So what
Okay.
it does, that's the way they can escape legal this thing, right?
Hmm.
If you say use one product for 5 years and then you say I don't look younger, so give me my money back. They can say read the fine script. We just said when you apply it, your skin is going to look younger.
Okay.
It's not going to reverse aging. Some guy actually sued Axe body spray and he won because his this thing was I used this for 10 years. I didn't get any girls.
Oh shit. I can't
So they have
imagine
to
a
find
guy
out ways.
actually sued a company for not getting girls.
Yeah, he got a good settlement. I think he got
Okay.
like some $10 million or something.
Oh my god. And then he might have gotten girls.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Okay, so who do we have here? Hello Ananya, hello Adi Unstoppable, hello Soeb Bhai, hello Identity for us. Yes, but every once in a while I have to address them because then they'll leave me if I don't address them.
Hey guys.
Okay, so which brings me to my second opinion, which is on internet, which is yes, this is an interesting one. Doctors, they say that doctors are businessmen and they wouldn't want you to heal completely. So like so what is it that it's a opinion basically says that doctors want people to be ill so that they can earn money. This is the basic opinion. Yeah. Hello Varat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people have that misconception, but honestly, I've never come across anyone who thinks that way
Okay.
because how medicine works everywhere is you gain more patients by word of mouth.
Hmm.
And if I don't treat you well and heal your condition in the time period that you expect me to, you're definitely going to think that I'm a bad doctor and you're definitely going to take another opinion, right?
Exactly.
And if that works and mine didn't work, you're going to come back to me.
Okay.
So whole idea of
Your
doctors
audio
want them
is
to be
like your audio is getting disturbed in between. Maybe because you're moving it.
better now.
Yeah, it's better now.
Better now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So this whole idea of doctors want people to be sick
You okay?
is a pretty dumb concept. It's like how those conspiracy theorists say Bill
Yeah.
Gates Bill Gates planned the pandemic thing so that he can put a vaccine in us which has a microchip or something and he can control
Yeah.
it. So it's a similar logical way of thinking.
So, like, I have read this one book in lockdown. The title of that book is the things doctor don't tell you, right? It's
Okay.
a big title. I don't exactly remember. So the
Hmm.
whole narrative of that book was that doctors are under this influence of pharmaceutical industries, and they want people to spend more on pharmaceutics rather than spending
Yeah.
on their personal health. Doctors don't educate people to get more healthy. And uh, and uh, like, I have a live example. Like, there was my general physician who's like who used to give a general health advice, but whenever I used to ask him about decreasing sugar levels or playing, he used to say that you should be keeping it limited. Like, don't follow this extreme fitness advice that you see on internet.
Hmm.
So, like, what would you say about that? Like, firstly, are doctors under influence of pharmaceutical industries? And since pharmaceutical industries say that their medicines are costlier, doctors wouldn't like to educate patients to like be healthy.
No, the way I see it is medicine, the way it is taught, the way it is practiced,
Hmm.
is more focused on curative medicine
Okay.
than on preventive medicine.
Okay.
Okay. To give you an example, we have just one subject in whole of medicine that is about preventive medicine. It's called preventive and social medicine,
Preventive.
PSM. It's a
Okay.
third year subject.
Hmm. Hmm.
uh, Not many people give a lot of importance to it, right? And then you come to other clinical subjects. We have tons of clinical subjects. Every small bit, like orthopedics is different and pediatrics is different and all that. That all focuses a lot on curative management.
Okay.
Doctors are not taught about nutrition. They're
Prevent.
not taught
Okay.
about yeah
So
good lifestyle habits.
yeah, so generally doctors are not given that much information about prevention. They are is that what you're saying? Like, they are generally given information about curing stuff once once you have that problem.
Yeah, that's how the medical education system has been
Hmm.
for a long time. And that's what, if you see my Instagram, this thing, bio, I say preventive medicine over curative medicine. That's what I want to, talk to people about, because when you prevent diseases, you save a lot of money on curing diseases. For example,
Exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
this vaccine, one dose costs around 250 rupees
Okay.
to manufacture, distribute,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
everything. At 250 rupees a person, you're preventing him getting severe COVID, which would probably cost him 2 or 3 lakhs for treatment if it becomes severe, on
Yes.
ICU or something.
Yes.
So with that 250 rupees, you're preventing that 2.5 lakh, 3 lakh
Oh,
charges
yeah,
later on.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And who has to bear this? Either the patient has to bear this,
Hmm.
or if the patient goes to a government hospital, the government has to bear this, right? So if you look at countries like UK, which has the health system where healthcare for everyone is free of cost, there are not many private hospitals. Only few private hospitals, which is only for like the ultra rich because they don't want to be in waiting lines in government hospitals.
Yeah.
So if you look at countries like that, they have a GP centric system, right? So they put a lot of emphasis on preventing diseases,
Preventing
like
diseases.
lot of screening, lot of vaccinations, a lot of other educational drives and things like that, because they know that if you prevent the disease from occurring at the
Okay.
root cause, like you educate the people about the vaccine,
Yeah, your
like that.
voice has again gone down. I don't know why.
Let me just hold it like this.
Yeah, sure.
Better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look like that guy who has no idea what is talking. Uh, yeah, what I was saying is like once you prevent things at the root cause, you don't have to treat it later.
Hmm.
So UK, other places like even Canada has a socialized. I think half of Canada, it's a quasi different kind of a system. So
Yeah.
half of Canada has a socialistic medical system where the government pays for the healthcare. So even there, they invest heavily on GPs on this prevention bit of medicine, so that they don't have to treat it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't manage it at the root cause, the government will have to bear the costs.
Oh, okay. So related to this one myth, I have another myth. I could say it's an opinion until you declare it as a myth. So what people say is that as you get older, the number of medicines that you take sometimes they increase. Like the old people are having lot of medicine that they have to take throughout the day. Now some people have this opinion that the more medicines you take, and then those medicines are causing you more problems like liver damage and like kidney damage. So what do you have to say about it? Medicines
So
causing or more damage? Yeah, yeah.
most of the medicines that we use on a long-term basis, like diabetes medications,
Yeah.
hypertension medications, thyroid medications, are generally safe
Okay.
in most people. They don't cause any long-term effects because your body keeps clearing any damages that will happen over the time, right? In fact, like there's research that says the diabetes drug metformin increases lifespan in people with diabetes to
Hmm.
more than lifespan of normal people who are
Oh,
not taking metformin,
okay.
and it reduces cancer risk by 30% and cardiovascular like heart disease risk by 30%.
That was an amazing fact that I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the medications that are used long term are safe, but there are some medications that might have side effects in the long term, like steroid medications.
Okay.
But then these are given to people who need it, who would have severe problems in the short term itself if
Okay.
you don't give them these medications.
They won't survive
So with these medications, you might have some side effects in the long
in the
term,
long term.
but if you don't take this, you're gonna have severe issues in the short term itself.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I'm getting.
most of the things that are given long term are very well studied. Diabetes drugs, hypertension drugs, there are like millions of dollars spent on this.
Yeah.
So I would say that's a myth.
That's
Unless
that's
they're
a that's a
see,
myth.
the problem is um, there are like good brand drugs and then there are generic drugs. And I don't want to be that guy who bashes generic drugs. Some of them are really good. In fact, like I was working in a government hospital, and we were only giving generic drugs, and they used to work wonderfully,
Okay.
right? So there was this one patient who would come down all the way from Kolkata to
Hmm.
take medicines in my hospital because he felt only this works,
Oh. Oh.
right?
Huh.
So he used to come down every month. Actually, he used to
Yeah.
take train, come by train and then go back. He had back pain, chronic back pain. But the thing is, some of these generic medications, which are available in a lot of medical stores, which are also prescribed by a lot of doctors, are not up to the mark.
Okay.
See, their competitive advantage is that they are cheaper. And how they can make it cheap is they cut down on some of the standardization thing. It's not like a very bad thing, right? It's not like they're trying to harm you or something, but it's not the optimum quality. And over time, this might build up into a negative effect on your health.
Okay.
Okay. So what I would suggest is to go with good brand drugs, especially if you're going for a long term. It might be a bit costlier, but
Hmm.
again, it all depends on
Hmm.
how much you value your health.
So like I wanted to ask this that has medical science come up to this point that anyone who has this chronic diseases like diabetes, as you said, can get off the
Mhm.
drugs?
Um, Diabetes, no. See, diabetes is a chronic metabolic condition.
Okay.
There will be a root cause, and I mean, most of the cases. I'm sorry. Most of the cases there won't be a root cause. So in where there is not a root cause, we can't treat the root cause to get it back. Okay, it's just altered metabolism.
Oh.
Maybe in another 10, 15, 20 years time, there might be like a magic drug that's going to cure
Cure.
diabetes once and
Okay.
for all, something
Okay.
like that. But right now we don't have it, but we have really good drugs that can, like if taken properly, can, let the person have like a normal lifestyle. In fact, like
Okay.
because of medications, the
Hmm.
average lifespan
So.
in late 1800s,
Hmm.
1880s,
Yeah.
it was 67.
Yeah.
Now it's 85,
So like
88,
so like
90 plus. So
you just mentioned that there is no root cause, so it's very difficult to treat when there is no root cause. So what I wanted to ask that so it's the does this caused by is this caused by genetics, like what you just mentioned about diabetes, is this genetical or hereditary?
genetics plays a big part. For
Hmm.
example, if the father has diabetes,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
son can easily get diabetes, and same
Okay.
goes with any most of the diseases. Actually,
Okay.
it's not genetic. It's not genetically inherited like some other genetic disorders are inherited. For example, there are some genetic disorders like if one of your parents have it, you will get it. Okay,
Oh.
but diabetes is not like that. There's higher probability you will get it.
Okay,
But
so like
the
the
more this
if you have that hereditary like history of having those diseases, the best thing you can do is like set a very good environment for your body so that it doesn't get it.
Yeah, yeah. So we have something called modifiable risk factors and non-modifiable risk factors.
Hmm.
So non-modifiable risk factors is what you inherit when you're born. You have the genetics.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
For example, I have really bad hair genetics. I can't
Okay.
change it. My hair is bad, right?
Okay.
I can't change it. But there are modifiable risk factors like your lifestyle, your diet,
Hmm.
the amount of exercise you get. For example, giving the example of my hair, if I
Yeah.
use too many hair products, if I'm like really harsh with my hair, I'm
Hmm.
gonna
Hmm.
lose it sooner, right?
Oh.
So the same way, if you don't exercise,
Hmm.
if you don't have a good diet, if your lifestyle is very sedentary, you're obviously be more at risk to get diabetes. In fact, diabetes and hypertension are relatively newer diseases because our ancestors used to have they used to be physically engaged. They were
Yeah.
physical laborers
Yeah.
working in a farm, factories, and they used to get exercise. They used to walk, they used to run, things like that. But now we don't do it, and that's why we are seeing a lot of these, especially in India, where our diet is carb rich. You
Carbohydrate
see,
rich.
everywhere it's carb rich. Yeah, very less amount of proteins in the diet. This is they say this is healthy diet, this is Indian diet, this is healthy and all that. It is definitely healthy. I'm not bashing it,
Ha ha ha.
but that diet is for a physical worker. If you just go back 40, 50 years, most of a large proportion of Indians were workers, right? They were farmers.
But then don't you think even the physical workers needs a good amount of protein in his body?
No, they definitely need it.
Hmm.
But this high carb diet wasn't affecting their metabolism
Their
the way it is
metabolism.
affecting our
Okay,
metabolism.
okay, okay. Now I
Yeah,
get it.
because they would burn off everything that they would eat, right?
Yes.
And because metabolism, like when you exercise, it's not right when you're exercising that your metabolism is active. Your metabolism is active for like hours after you exercise. So even when you're sleeping, your metabolism will still be high.
Still be high. So okay, so
Yeah.
what do we
So it's
have
it's
in
because
in chat? I think this conversation is related to health. मेरी मानो तो सात्विक lifestyle adopt करो. All the problems will get over. Yes, we'll come back to that stuff, all that sattvic stuff. And I think that the Dr. Ajay was talking along that lines only, that all this idea about sattvic diet and vegetarian diet is good, but then you need to have a good amount of protein, which I'm sure that you can complete with vegetarian also, vegetarian diet too.
definitely.
Yeah. So like you were saying something, or should I proceed?
No, go on.
Okay, so this is a myth from not a myth. We'll declare it as a myth afterwards. So this is an opinion from the West, and I've seen certain chiropractors or certain YouTubers in the West propagating these ideas, and from there it has come here. So it's about avoiding all the inflammatory products like processed foods, which I feel it's right. Avoid dairy, avoid gluten, avoid grains, because these cause inflammation in your body, and you should obviously avoid it in all costs. So what would you say about this?
So, I mean, they're not completely wrong.
Okay.
They're not completely right either. You can
Okay, yeah.
just use the word inflammation everywhere because that inflammation is the basis of most diseases. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, their opinion is actually kind of right because I would say avoid dairy. I would say avoid gluten as much as possible. I mean, I don't want people like going on a gluten-free diet unless they have celiac disease. When
Okay.
then they'll have to go on a gluten-free diet. Otherwise, you can have regular foods. That's not an issue. You don't need to be gluten-free, but you need to know that if the gluten-containing diet, wheat,
Yeah.
and all these things are causing you any issues, any tummy issues, if your energy levels are too low, you can get tested for it. There are food intolerance profiles done in good labs. You can just speak to a gastroenterologist. They'll guide you on it. But dairy is again one good thing that you can avoid because
Okay.
one reason is that we don't need dairy. It has been just marketed to us saying that it is healthy and you need it. We don't need it. You can drink it if you want. And the thing is, the dairy that we are getting nowadays is horrible.
Oh.
Okay, like the milk that you would get from your local farmer who has like a couple of desi cows or something, right? That's actually healthy. That's like it's not healthy. I wouldn't say it's healthy, but it's not bad. You can drink it if you like it. But the milk that we get from big dairies and all these corporations and all that, they have a lot of additives. And one of the
Yeah.
additives is detergent. They actually mix detergent in milk so that it doesn't, clump up,
That's sad, yeah.
right? Yeah. So that is causing. There's this guy called Dave Asprey. He has a podcast. So he was discussing with one of the doctors about
Just a
dairy
second,
and
just a sec. I'll
yeah.
nothing. Continue.
Yeah. So that doctor is someone who studies allergies and food allergies. She's a professor of medicine. She's not some someone like Fituber who thinks they know it all.
Okay.
A legit person, and yeah, she was listing the main reason why people have intolerance with dairy and all that is because of all these additives like detergents and all that stuff. So yeah, if you're getting it from your local farmer who you trust, who doesn't add anything, who doesn't give steroid injections to the cow, you can probably drink it. But I wouldn't suggest it. So coming back to the people suggesting such things, I agree with them on dairy. On gluten, I don't want people to completely, get them out of their diet or something. Eat as long as it's comfortable. And what was the other thing?
Wait, actually, what happened is your camera has been shut down. Not from your side, my side. Uh,
Okay.
it was dairy, gluten, and grains.
Yeah, grains are fine. I don't see a problem with grains. Why they're suggesting that, but maybe they have some reason, some hatred against grains. I don't know,
Maybe, I don't know.
but
Man, this always happens in my stream. Like someone's camera gets disappeared. So like I have to again set up the OBS.
oh, okay, no
Yeah.
issues.
Wait. Yeah. Now I'll again add it. So till then I'll just mm, so I would want you to expand us on this idea of milk. Like, what if you still want to consume milk? What product should we prefer?
So yeah, I had this conversation with a gastroenterologist, and he said that other than like straight milk. Other dairy products are kind of okay, like paneer, uh, ghee, and butter, yogurt. Those things are supposedly better than just having milk directly.
Okay.
And even if you want to have milk, go ahead. I'm not saying you shouldn't have milk. It's not like something really harmful or something, but it's not a great thing to drink. It doesn't have
Okay.
the benefits that that they are marketing it as having. But as long as you want to have it in limited quantities, don't drink like two tall glass of milk.
But
So
then
yeah.
there comes a idea. I don't know why my sound is echoing. Ah, so then there comes a idea that uh, all these people from Punjab and Haryana, they tell us that you should be dependent on desi ghee, that it makes you more healthy, and it's better to build muscle with that. So what would you have, what opinion would you have about that?
See, to build muscle, you need protein, and ghee is a lot of fat, not
Okay.
protein. And it's good fat. I'm not saying it's bad fat and you shouldn't take it. It's good fat. But to build muscle, you need protein, and you will get protein only from sources like egg whites, tofu,
Yeah.
soya. Soya is not great if you take it in large quantities because it can cause a few feminizing effects,
Yeah, yeah,
estrogenic effects.
yeah.
If you take it in large quantities, like if you drink like a liter of soya milk every day or something like that. So have it in moderation. Egg whites are good,
Yeah.
and if you're non-vegetarian, of course, chicken, boneless chicken is like the best way to get proteins.
Okay.
So yeah, you have to get proteins to build muscle. It's like if you don't have a brick, you can't build a
Build a
house.
house.
You still need cement. You'll still need
Yeah.
paint to make it pretty.
Make it
But
pretty.
you can't build a house if you don't have brick. Yeah, so you need protein.
Yeah. So like what we have in the chat, in Hinduism, non-veg food is considered bad, and not because killing animals is bad. Actually, it is considered to be bad because it's not good for health. This is what he's saying. In long term, it gives you protein, but it makes you lazy. So this is like a typical thought that Sadhguru is propagating in on social media, that non-veg food, it's not like it's bad morality wise, but it's bad health wise. Like it will give you, firstly, I don't know, they say that your energy levels will get down when you eat non-veg food, and overall you're not meant for eating non-veg food. This is the, like, the common comment that I get on every videos about Sadhguru. Yeah. So like what would you, this is
So to address this, you have to look at the kind of foods people eat. Okay.
okay.
So if you look at a Western diet that is protein rich, that is meat rich, do you want to say they're all lazy because they have so much meat? They're not. In fact, if you look at Americans, they work more than us. They work like 100 plus hours.
Hmm.
So the way I see this is the way it is prepared. Okay.
Okay.
In the West, the meat is lean.
Hmm.
They don't add a lot of oil, masala, and all that is not there. They eat like a rather it's not very filled with spices, filled with oils and all that.
Yeah.
So they're just getting the protein. But in India, if you see any of the non-veg preparations are filled with masala, which filled
Yeah,
with
but
oil,
even in
fat,
even in
everything.
America, you'll see that if you're having KFCs and those burgers and the processed meat, it's not good again, right? That's what you're talking about.
Of course,
The
see
processed
whatever
meat.
is fried. That's what I said. If it's fried, it'll have a lot of oil,
Yeah.
right? Anything that's fried will have a lot of oil, and that's gonna shut your energy levels down, obviously. But something like a let's say a chicken steak that is you
Okay.
know either grilled or like boiled or something like that, or just cooked, it's full of proteins, and proteins will give you more energy. It won't make you tired. I mean, I do understand that people have reasons for having vegetarian diet, vegan, and all that. I do, and I appreciate that they have they are researching about health and all that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I think they have to get it from better sources. Maybe a spiritual guru can, talk about the spiritual aspect of it, but you'll have to look at healthcare experts to, see
Yeah,
how it, affects your body.
exactly. So like
For
that.
example, if I start
Yeah, yeah.
giving advice about meditation and all that,
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
would you want to take it from me? I'm not an expert in that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like that brings me to the next opinion, and this is a sentence which I very often hear, and especially in one of the TEDx talks. I don't remember the speaker's name, but he said that he was a doctor himself, and he said that Ayurveda is better for chronic diseases and medical science is better for acute diseases in short term. So like, what would you think about this?
I want to rephrase this. I want to say Ayurveda is good for lifestyle management, to
Okay.
know how to, design your
Okay.
lifestyle,
Yeah. Yeah.
like how your sleep should be,
Yes.
what kind of foods you should be eating, things like that.
Hmm.
For anything that's about curing diseases, I think you should leave it to medicine.
Medical science. Okay.
Yeah,
So
because
so we can
everything in medicine, you see
rephrase
what these
it.
people come up with. No, let me just complete this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Sure.
sorry.
Sure.
What these people come up with is that they'll say like medicine did that, did this, so many side effects, blah blah blah, and all that. Maybe 100 years back or 50 years back, it was like that. But now everything is evidence based. If I want to introduce a drug, like you saw how it was with the vaccines, right? Like you have to do those trials. You can't get it into the market without the trials, and
Yeah.
you will have like thousands of experts picking up every single aspect of the vaccine. Let me give you an idea. There's a company A that is coming up with the vaccine, right? And if the company A releases their vaccine, it's going to affect the revenues of company B,
Hmm.
which is also a pharmaceutical company. So if A comes up with a drug and it publishes its results, experts from company B will look into every single thing of it to find one fault to remove the approval.
Yes.
That's how it is. That's how democratic it is. So people saying that these drugs are made to be harmful, something like that, is is illogical. I would just want to put it at that.
Okay. So
And I think the person who says this is Dr. B.M. Egde. I
yeah,
believe that's the person.
exactly. BM80.
Yeah, he was actually.
What happened? What happened? I'm sorry, guys. Like this is because of me, because of my internet. It sucks at a very right time. Hello. Hello. I'm truly sorry, guys. Still then, whatever you need to ask me, so that I can ask the doctor, you can comment down in the live. I'll just check what has happened because he is stuck. You see, I'm on both sides. So he'll just rejoin the meeting. My God, what has happened? Just a sec, guys. Just a sec. Okay, okay. Yes, thank you, Identity, for us to. He understands it because only the person who does live stream knows that how much hectic it is to manage the OBS and just to. I don't know. So, guys, I would like to ask you that how is the live going, and are you enjoying the live? If you are enjoying the If you are enjoying the live, please like the video. Shit, man, shit. When I'm a little bit stressed, my English goes to for the toss. You're back, you're back. But your sound is not. You're again gone. I think so. Dr. Ajay has a very bad internet here. Dr. Ajay has a very bad internet here. Please suggest some solutions to gain muscle weight for skinny fat people. Sure, Nehal. I'll ask him. Let him come back. And I hope he's back now.
Yeah, sorry guys. So yeah, I had some issues with the
Your internet.
Sorry. Yeah. So where was I cut off? Where was I?
Yeah, you were talking about Dr. B.M. Hegde.
Yeah. So he was the vice chancellor of my university, and he was
Okay.
also the head of the cardiac super specialty hospital here.
Okay.
But I don't know what happened to him after retirement. He has had a lot of achievement in his life, and I respect him for that. But
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him after retiring, and there's a lot of I wouldn't call it hatred, but disappointment about him in the medical community, because a lot of things that he talks nowadays is pseudoscience.
Oh. Okay.
So I mean, I don't want to go into the details of that because I haven't seen a lot of his videos, but
Okay.
the few I've seen, it's not something that medical science agrees with.
Okay. You know, the moment your camera freezes, my heart just starts to like pound again and again. Because
No, I think it's good now. There was some issue with the internet.
yeah. So like related to this opinion only, there is one more opinion, like Ayurveda is much more advanced than medical science. That what do you have to say about it? Ayurveda is much
Like,
more advanced than medical science.
like what logic is there to that? That's my question. Like, see, I agree that Ayurveda was a very advanced science of medicine back in the day.
Okay.
Like say 1,000 years back, Ayurveda was probably like the most advanced medical system in the whole world, probably. Okay, I mean, we were doing surgeries when rest of the world didn't do much. Like we had Sushruta doing surgeries and all that, and we have very good documentation of surgeries being done and all that. So back then, yeah, it was amazing. But right now, no. See, if you see a lot of Ayurveda texts, they rely on things that are like 1,000, 2,000 years back.
Okay.
Right? They say that these Rishi Munis were like enlightened people, and they wrote this to help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then, in their age, they were definitely way ahead of their time. They were like really great for their time.
Yeah.
But as Albert Einstein or someone said, whatever doesn't change with new info is not science. It's religion. You blindly believe it.
Okay.
And so Ayurveda has this whole theory that all disorders in the body are based on balance in like 4 elements: kapha, vata, pitta, and one more. I'm not very sure. Right? I mean, this was the thought in whole of medicine, like even Western medicine, like from the time of Hippocrates and all those people. There was this theory of 4 humors. That's how it was called in Western medicine.
Okay.
What these people use, kapha, vata, pitta, and all that.
Hmm.
They used to call it the theory of 4 humors, which has been not in use for the past 150 to 200 years, because as we learned more about the human body, we realized all this was just made up things and not real physiological things. Everything that is in medicine right now has been observed with experimentation, has been seen under a microscope,
So
has been
this
seen to
is
work
what
with scientific things.
this is what people don't understand, that some of the Ayurvedic knowledge is been discarded by scientific community, and they just feel that it's they just reject our idea, but they don't understand that science test everything and then they reject stuff.
Yeah, I mean, see, this Ayurveda, whatever the basis is, the four humors, this thing,
Hmm.
that is what even Western medicine was following.
Hmm.
If you see, like, one of the main this thing in Western medicine back then, like 200 years back, was bloodletting.
Hmm.
Anything happened, any infection, let the blood out.
Okay.
Because back then they thought infections were because of bad blood. Okay. We
Okay.
obviously now know that it's not the case.
Okay.
So we don't follow it.
Okay.
One
So
one
yeah,
person's
yeah.
comment on my YouTube video was,
Hmm.
Western medicine causes death. Do you know how George Washington died? He was subjected to this, we call it exsanguination, okay, letting blood out, what they were doing long back. That's how George Washington died.
Died.
That is what Western medicine does to people. Ayurveda, we save lives. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Hmm. 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 So.
Whatever, see, even if I'm a like a really big person, okay,
Hmm.
like let's just say someone like Anthony Fauci, who's like really big, who has been the director of National Institute of Health Immunology for a very long time. In fact,
Yeah.
the textbooks that I read,
Yeah.
Harrison's Medicine, he is the second author. It's like the biggest textbook in the world. If he comes up with some theory about COVID today, and he says, "Okay, guys, this is how COVID causes disease, and I know how it has to be treated,"
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
no one is gonna believe him unless he shows proof. That is how medicine works today. But Ayurveda again works like, if there was someone great like Anthony Fauci back then, for their time, someone great who has achieved a lot of things in their field in Ayurveda, and he comes up and says, "This disease is caused by this thing, I know, and this is the drug." That has been followed for thousands of years, and that is still being followed.
Okay.
No one is questioning it. Their sense is they were great people who gave this, so it has to be true.
Okay.
You have to realize that everyone are humans and they can be wrong. They don't
Exactly.
have to be wrong. They
Exactly.
can be wrong, and no one is questioning that.
Yeah. So.
If we were having this conversation
Hmm.
200
Hmm.
years back, I
Hmm.
would probably say Ayurveda is much more safer, because there are no risky treatments like exsanguination and all that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but if you ask this question today,
one.
you know the answer.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I would like to ask is, like, what is a authentic Ayurvedic medicine? I mean, of course, the thing which Fituber and other people on internet promote about Ayurveda is not Ayurvedic medicine, right? There is much more to it. That's what you told in your video too, that you can't just read the Ayurvedic text and become a Ayurvedic doctor. So, can you
Mhm.
just put more light upon what's the difference? How can one make a difference between that? What real
So
Ayurveda
Ayurveda,
is?
yeah, Ayurveda. If you go to like a hardcore, proper Ayurveda followers, like physicians, like I don't want to name the companies or the places, but there
Hmm.
are people who follow honestly to the book. They are being honest to them when they say, "I'm giving you um this medicine," because they are giving that medicine, whatever written in ancient texts, like put these many herbs in this concentration or in this proportion, and you have some this thing
Hmm. Hmm.
medicine,
Hmm.
and you give it to a person who has cold, that's gonna cure him.
Okay.
That probably works.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
I'm not saying it's not gonna work. That probably works because plants have a lot of active materials, active compounds in them.
Hmm.
Like what I said, metformin for diabetes, what increases lifespan, what I was discussing, that
Yeah.
is derived from plants. A lot of
Okay.
drugs in modern medicine are derived from
They are
plants.
from
So I'm
plants.
not going to say like Ayurveda medicines don't work. But the thing about these, what would you call, like these company made stuff, is that they don't care about the purity. They only care about making people buy it.
Marketing.
They
Basically marketing.
yeah, marketing. People should use it, and people should get relief from it. Okay, and even in these medicines, they will get relief from it. Why? Because they're like full of steroids. They add Western medicine, what these people hate, right? These compounds, chemical compounds.
Yeah.
They add that to these supposedly Ayurvedic medicines.
Supposedly
Let me
Ayurvedic
just give you
medicines.
let me just give you an example of Dr. Abby Phillips. He is a hepatologist. So he took all the suggestions that were given by Fituber in his recent video, like Ayurvedic substitutes for common allopathic medicines that are safe and there are no side effects, right? So he took all those that were given. I, in fact, have the list here. So around 9 to 10 are from this company called Baidyanath.
Okay.
2 are from some Unja Ayurvedic pharmacy. 1 more is from Baidyanath. So almost all are from Baidyanath and 1 from Unja Ayurvedic pharmacy. I'm not going to talk for or against the brand. I'm just going to break down what results he has gotten.
Okay. Go on.
In fact, has mentioned even the batch number and the cost of how much it costs. So he sent it all to a laboratory to be chemically analyzed. Okay. So I'll just give you like the results of a few of these, because trust me, it's quite surprising, and let's just see.
Okay.
So one of them is I'm just going by the list. I'm not even trying to pick up the most serious ones. I'm just going by the list. So first one is Kansudrak Vati by Unja Pharma.
Yeah.
He suggests it's for sore throat, cold, and cough. Okay.
Yeah.
In analysis, heavy metals were found: lead 0.54 mg per kg, cadmium, thallium, industrial phenols.
And guys, I would like to clarify that this is medically tested. What he is talking about is lab tested. Yeah. So yeah, go on.
We'll put the link to these tweets.
To the tweets.
There are results of the test. Everything in the tweets. You can see the batch number. You can see the serial number of the drugs that were tested.
Yeah.
And even in the same medicine with different serial numbers, there's a lot of difference in the making. Like as I'll show you. So the first one, the Kansudrak Vati, is all these values are not bad. They are not like harmful, but they're not ideal. You shouldn't be having
these metals.
Heavy metals.
Yeah.
So next one is Rajbati. So it is for bloating and gas. It has mercury 1.2 mg per kg, arsenic 2.25 mg per kg. Both are very harmful, as you know.
Exactly.
Male anabolic hormone, hydroxy testosterone. Why should you have a steroid in a Ayurvedic medicine? I don't know.
Yeah.
It has talcum powder in it, which is not safe for consuming. Okay.
Not good, guys. Not good.
Yeah. Bilavadi Churna. I don't know if I pronounce it right, but it has thallium 3.68 mg per kg. And just 10 mg per kg can cause death. It has 3.6.
Okay. So
yeah, if you take it over the
limit, then
you can die too.
Yeah. So the whole code that says that Ayurvedic medicine don't have any side effects, especially the ones that are endorsed on YouTube, is very wrong. Especially you can see the results now.
Yeah, I mean, see, anything that has an effect will have a side effect. Okay, the lunch you have in the afternoon, the direct effect is to fill your tummy. The side effect is that it makes you sleepy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, you will need to know both the effects and the side effects. And the thing about modern medicine is the side effects are also well studied. Okay. So if there's a side effect, we know what to do. But in Ayurveda, because as you can see, the preparations vary from company to company. There's no, proper standardization of side effects or something.
Exactly, yeah.
So we don't know how to manage that. In fact, this doctor is a hepatologist. He was talking about a lady who took some, I'm not going to mention the company again, but he has it in his tweets. You can check it out later. Like I said, we'll link it. So a lady took a lot of medications from an Ayurveda company and she had liver failure. Because all these toxins are going to your liver, because your liver is the thing that has to metabolize it.
Yeah.
And all these poisonous metals, everything is going to go and deposit in your liver.
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to mess up.
So
In fact, like
yeah,
I have had patients who take Ayurvedic medicine and come back with liver issues. Like I'm not making this out of thin air. I have had patients. So, and these people, like a lot of comments on my video was like, you doctors are afraid that people will start taking these Ayurveda medicines and they won't come to you. I'm not afraid. I'm actually worried for people
people who
who
take
take this.
Ayurvedic medicine. So
Yeah,
we are declaring this as a myth that Ayurvedic medicines don't have any side effects. Guys, they have serious side
that's
effects, as you can
definitely a
see,
big myth.
as you can hear right now. Okay, so this has
And
gotten a
a few more of these.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
just want to
yeah. Go
mention
on,
these
go
because
on,
I
go
want
on,
people to know how big this is. Okay?
go on, go on.
One more. I don't know how to read this, man. Shuladiras, Shira Shuladiras or something. Okay,
Okay.
for headache. It has like arsenic, thallium, again the same
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Hmm.
It has uh, what's called a modern medicine. It has methoxylin, which we use for psoriasis.
Okay.
Why is that in an Ayurveda drug? I don't know. It has an illegal steroid called oxandrolone,
Okay.
which is illegal. It has that. It has three other steroids: prednisolone, hydrocortisone, betamethasone.
And
And if you give these steroids, any headache will disappear, right?
oh,
But you're not supposed to give headaches. Steroids for headaches.
for headaches.
So that is how these companies work. See, you will take this and you will feel fine because, like I mentioned before, a cause for a lot of diseases, almost any disease in the body, can be traced back to inflammation.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
what steroid does is that it reduces inflammation very quick.
So it's like
So if you have a problem
putting
and
a
you take
blanket.
steroid and it goes down really quick, you're gonna think, wow, this worked really
But
fast. I'm gonna take this from now on.
like again, it's like putting a blanket on that pain, right? It's not doing anything to the pain or inflammation. It will come back again.
Yeah, and you're messing up your hormonal system by taking these steroids. This
Hmm.
can actually, cause death if not used properly.
This will be a
In fact, like
special
before,
clip, guys. This will be a special clip for my channel. Like I would cut this one part of a video and put it separately on my channel.
yeah, I mean, see, even when we are prescribing steroids, right, we don't
Hmm.
give it like straight away. We start them on steroids, and that'll be like we decrease the dose. We call tapering the dose
Yeah.
over 1 or 2 months because you can't just take it and then stop taking it.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can even die. So if you start steroid medication, it has to be properly controlled. You keep reducing the dose a bit by bit, and then
Yeah.
you stop taking it.
Yeah.
If you suddenly stop taking it, it can cause a lot of issues with your hormonal system and you can even die. So these things are not regulated. Like any person can go to their nearest some Ayurveda store and they can buy this,
Yes.
right? These should be regulated. And a few other this thing that had toad poison, bufotalin, like what you use for removing toads, right, in the water.
Okay.
So toad poisons like bufotalin and all that. Like I said, we'll have it in the description and people can go back
Yeah.
and check
We'll
this.
have all the resources in the description, so you
Yeah.
can just check it out for yourself. I haven't put it yet, so don't go and just rant on me.
And he has the sample, the lab test, this thing as well, like how Fituber did it for honey and all that. I think
Honey.
that was a good thing what he
That
did.
was a very respectable thing what he did.
Yeah, actually he shared it in his community stories and all that. I liked it. It was actually pretty good thing what he did. And taking on those big companies is a pretty good move. Like not many people have the courage to do it.
Courage to do it.
He did that, and I appreciate him for that. But
So
he's
that's
also
the
doing
thing,
things like
right?
this, which
That's the
yeah.
thing. We love Fituber. We don't hate Fituber. Like, but the thing is, the things like the doctor mentioned right now, it can mess up with your biology, right? Prescribing such Ayurvedic medicine and
Yeah, in
saying
this
that.
light, I just want to mention another this thing. a lot of people were accusing me of not knowing Ayurveda, and you're just blindly, talking against Fituber. First, go and understand Ayurveda. He's right and all that.
Yeah.
There was a serial, like a thread of tweets by Dr. Srinidh Nair on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll find the link and I'll put it down. He is an Ayurveda doctor, and he tweeted why advice of Fituber is very dangerous. Like, he has taken a lot of like example of these medications, and he has
Exactly. Yeah.
given like this is contraindicated in people who have dyslipidemias, who have heart issues, and this should not be taken. And the fact that Fituber is saying this is safe is a risky thing, because imagine someone who has some issue where you shouldn't take it,
Exactly. Yeah.
and he says a lot of these have side effects.
Hmm.
We have to know, like I've been always saying, any medicine that has an effect will have a side effect. There is nothing that doesn't have a side effect. Anything you take externally will have an effect
An effect.
and
Yeah.
a side effect.
So
Like he says,
hydro
everything has side effects.
Albedas is saying that 4 dislikes already, and I'll say that there will be more dislikes on this video, but buddy, like I just said, that we don't hate him, or uh, it's not like we totally disagree with everything that he does. We agree that he educates people, he gives good advice, but there are certain things that we disagree. And I was firstly skeptical, but then now what the facts that doctor presented, I'm totally like disagreeing with those things what Fituber prescribed in his latest videos about allopathic Ayurvedic medicines. Yeah. Yeah, doctor, continue.
Yeah, and the doctor, went on to say that people telling people others, people like Fituber telling others that the Ayurveda medicine doesn't have any side effects, that it's completely natural and anyone can take, is the reason why educated people think that Ayurveda is just, pseudoscience and some hukum, like
Yeah.
something born without logic.
Yeah.
And I think more Ayurveda doctors need to, give clarity on this so that people can, get an understanding on this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because like we both agree, like what he did with honey and
Honey.
other, like he encouraged people to, look into the ingredients of things before
Ingredients.
buying. That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I in fact do it for all the things that I buy. Not many people were doing. In fact, I remember watching one of his videos quite some time back. I didn't know about this. Okay, apparently, like he was talking about shampoos, and um, one of the ingredients, I think sodium phthalate or something. So one of he gave two ingredients. The one of the ingredients is bad, and another one of the ingredient, if the shampoo has it, it's okay. It's not too bad, something like that. And actually, I actually looked into it, and what he said was right.
Yeah.
He has done some good things, a lot of good things, I'd say. But his recent videos have a lot of misinformation, man. I don't know why he is doing this, but yeah, like I said, there's a lot of misinformation.
Again, this will also be a clip. We appreciating Fituber, and we'll put it separately so that the likes and dislikes will be neutralized.
No, like I don't. You should be okay with having dislikes. My
Yeah.
video about Fituber has like 1,500 likes and 4,500 dislikes. So
But I
that
don't
shouldn't.
actually. I don't want to have this image that I firstly had made a video on Sadhguru. We're discussing how Sadhguru promotes pseudoscience, and now we are discussing about Fituber. So I don't want to have like a villain kind of view.
You'll be branded anti-national.
Yeah, exactly. What I want is that I want people to have their minds open and to see things from all perspectives. And that's
Yeah, in
after
fact,
that,
in that sense, I think Indian population is kind of open to taking it. Like if you look at how the anti-vaccination propaganda is being spread in US,
yeah,
in some Western countries, especially US. Okay, I don't know why it is with what's wrong with this country, but they do a lot of things wrong. Let's just say that. Okay.
okay,
So there's a lot of anti-vaccine propaganda, everything going on. And if you see that, I actually feel that Indians are actually pretty good.
pretty
Like
better.
they try to educate themselves. They don't blindly follow someone. But let's just say Fituber has a cult-like following and people blindly follow him. One of the comments on my video was, I would rather believe Fituber blindly than believe doctors blindly. I don't know what made her say that, but there are people like that, right? So I
Okay.
don't know why they are like that, but there are people like that. So yeah,
Okay. So like there's a guy identity for us who's again and again asking me this, that our bodies evolved to resist Ayurvedic medicines. I don't know where this question came from, but this is what they he's asking. What he means is that our bodies are evolved such that Ayurvedic medicines are not affecting the problems that we are having. Is this what you're asking? If you're there, identity for us, please clarify. So if he like clarifies, we'll answer that. Next question is, are there any side effects of eating lots of egg whites? Nehal is asking this.
yeah, that's a good question. Actually, egg whites can be a bit problematic if you have too many of it. Okay,
Okay.
so there are people who eat like 10 egg whites a day or something like that.
Hmm.
For some people, it's okay; they
Okay.
won't have any issues.
Hmm.
But for some people, it's not a great thing. You can develop some sort of an inflammation, some sort of an insensitivity towards it. In fact, I used to eat a lot of egg whites before.
Okay. Yeah.
In fact, my mom still gives me trouble for that. And now I have a bit of insensitivity. Sensitivity. My bad. Sensitivity towards egg whites. So if I have egg whites, my energy level tanks. I don't feel great.
So
Like
like better
loose stools,
advice is like
stomach.
mixing all the protein sources up, right? Also have
Yeah, exactly. Like
little bit of dairy,
yeah,
little bit of eggs, little bit of chicken, little bit of everything. Like excess is
yeah.
bad.
Like my advice, if I have to give a nutrition advice, again, I'm not a nutritionist, but I have read a bit about it.
Hmm.
And if I were to give advice, I would say people to eat as varied a diet as possible. Like get your macros from as varied sources as possible,
Possible.
because that's how humans have evolved to eat. Okay, like we've been previously, like when we were cave dwellers, we would eat whatever we got,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
right? So we have to have it like a varied diet, so you
Hmm.
get the nutrients from all different sources. If you just stick to one thing, that's gonna cause troubles. There are
Cost.
safe things.
Yeah.
There are things like rice that you can eat a lot and that doesn't cause any issues.
Hmm.
I think even chicken is one of those these things. It doesn't cause any issues. But egg, because it has a few problematic proteins like albumin and all that,
Hmm.
it can cause issues if you eat
Okay.
it a lot.
Okay. So yeah, Shubham Kango, what you have asked is, I'm just coming on that. So as the stream was very intense, I've also put some light-hearted questions for you. So
Sure.
as you're a medical student, and we have seen a movie called as Kabir Singh, which was on medical, which showed all the medical stuff. So I would like to ask you that, have you met your Preeti in when you were in college, and you took her to the garden to draw some medical diagrams on her forearms?
No, I wish something like that happened, but no, it didn't.
Okay.
Honestly, like a lot of our focus in medical college was
Hmm.
on studying. At least mine was. And other thing is, I don't know. I just didn't feel like it back then.
Okay.
But I wish I had. But there weren't any.
So how much of it is true? Like, I'm not just talking about Kabir Singh. You have also reacted one of the TV series, right? It was web series
Yeah.
on YouTube. So how much of it
Operation MBBS. Yeah.
exactly? How much of it is real? Whatever they show in this web series, and what the actual medical student, the life of medical student is.
I found Operation MBBS to be very identical, very like ideal to like how it is, how it actually is.
Okay.
I think they got some medical student in their story writing team or
Mm-hmm.
something.
Huh.
They actually got almost everything pretty close to the point, like pretty well. But there are obviously like Kabir Singh again, like I mean, like this junior senior thing is a huge thing in medical colleges. Okay, like
This happens.
it's kind of like in the army. Like if you're 1 year senior to someone, you're like their boss. Okay, especially in government colleges. That's how it was for me. In private colleges, it's a more democratic thing. Like
Okay.
you can call your seniors by their names and all. Here in
Okay.
my college, you have to call them sir.
Sure.
If you don't call them sir or ma'am, that's like huge disrespect. Okay.
Okay.
So those things they captured it pretty well. But
Mm-hmm.
again, there are a lot of it's a movie. They
Bollywood
want to make
masala,
it
yeah.
add masala to it.
Bollywood masala,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah.
So, yeah, Nehal is saying that please take my previous questions. Please suggest some solutions for gaining muscles if you are a skinny fat person. And so Nehal, see, these are the questions which are related to nutrition and stuff. We are going to bring someone who is like expert in nutrition. So I'll suggest we'll take this one question in that stream. So uh, since we had this one light-hearted question, along the lines of that same question, there is one more question that nowadays YouTubers are promoting this one idea called as no-fap and no masturbation. So what do you think about it? And they say that if you save your semen, if you retain your semen, that aids your concentration and your ability to focus, and all that semen that you retain goes up in your brain and nourishes your brain, and it increases your creativity. So what, I personally don't agree with this one fact, but I want
Yeah.
your opinion on this.
I think even Fituber and Beer Biceps had a conversation about this,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
So this is again pseudoscience. Okay, this is I would call this is from, like, again, there is something about this in Ayurveda as well, and there was something like this in Western medicine as well,
Yeah.
long back. So this was back when people were used to get married at 15. Okay, men would get married at 15, and they would have regular sexual intercourse, and they wanted to, push this idea of that is healthy, and wasting it is not, because they wanted to propagate this idea of having more kids.
Oh, so they use this cultural
Okay, all
method.
religious
Okay.
texts,
Okay. Okay.
all religious texts have this. Hinduism, it is there. Christianity, it's there. Islam, it is there.
Huh.
Okay, and these were ideas which were made 2000 years, 3000 years ago, and those are not really valid now. But that brings us to the question, like, it's the same human body, how will it change, right? So this thing is based on this is coming into being questioned now because of the effects of pornography on our society.
Yeah.
Because previously there was not this much of stimulation. Like, no one would be like horny every day, basically, if you want to put it bluntly.
Okay. Yeah.
And now you have access to these technologies that you can use to stimulate yourself any time of the day,
Any time of the
whenever, wherever you want. Okay. So obviously this, in fact, pornography affects your brain the same way cocaine does. Same
Exactly.
receptors, same neurotransmitters, same effect. Okay. And because it is so easily available and so, like, socially accepted as well nowadays, people joke about it, that, yeah, I did this, I was that.
Yeah.
So it's accepted and a lot of people are doing it. It is causing a lot of issues, because these will give dopamine highs and highs and highs and highs and highs, and like you get one hit after hit, one hit after another hit. You're feeling bored, you're feeling depressed, go watch it, get a high. So they've associated masturbation with porn. So on the whole, they are saying this thing is bad.
Yeah.
But masturbation is normal. It's a natural human phenomena. You need to get it out. Otherwise, you'll just be a frustrated human being, nothing else.
Yeah. So the another problem that I have is that whenever they have to promote this idea, they take examples of people like Mike Tyson, Nikola Tesla, and Swami Vivekananda. So these, and also Steve Jobs. So see, they say that these guys practice no-fap, and that's the reason they are on the top of the world, like in the top 1% category, and that's the reason you also should follow this, because you all, if you want to go progress in life that much.
See, you can cherry pick these ideas. Okay. With that way, I can say Virat Kohli doesn't practice no-fap, and that's the reason he's successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all depends on how you pick these examples,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Of course,
That was amazing. That was
let me
amazing.
be very
Hmm.
let me be very honest. This, when it comes as a combination of porn plus masturbation,
Hmm.
what they call PMO,
Huh.
that is bad
That is bad
because of P, not because of MO. So
because of
because
porn.
they take this, yeah, if you go to Reddit, the No-fap, r/No-fap, that's where it all started, right? The whole
Exactly.
movement started.
Yeah.
There, all the discussions are people who are addicted to PMO, not just MO, because no
Hmm.
one really gets addicted to MO because no one can have that stimulation in their mind that it would cause some deleterious, some distressing effect on their health. Okay.
Hmm.
But when you have access to PE and you have regular, easy access to it, it's obviously going to have an effect. And when you see this PMO together,
Yeah.
you think it's all a bad thing. But just take the P out and MO stops being a problem.
Exactly. So no one would feel like doing it that often.
Yeah. It would just follow the healthy rhythm of the body.
Hmm.
See, let me give you an example.
That makes sense. Hmm.
Let's just say a person poops once in the morning,
Yeah.
right? That's the natural rhythm of the body. He has to get it out. But if he's eating things that make him poop often
Often.
and he poops like 5 times a day, that's
Hmm.
not natural.
That's not natural.
And that's obviously going to cause problems.
Yeah. So yeah, with that analogy, you should understand like porn makes you masturbate again and again, and if because of that, if you're doing it, then it's not natural. And avoiding
Yeah.
porn can actually bring your masturbation cycle to what's healthy for your body.
Yeah. If I may add one more point, I think everyone should avoid porn because
Yeah.
it's like dopamine overdose for your brain.
Mm-hmm.
We are not used to that. No one in our previous generations have been exposed to something like this. It's like snorting a line of cocaine every time you get bored, right? It's basically the same analogy. So
Hmm.
everyone should stop doing it. It's not like an ethical, spiritual sense that your soul is going to be cursed if you watch it or something like that, because that's the analogy being pushed by a lot of people. Like it's an unethical thing to do and all that. It is unethical. It depends on the way you say it, whether it's unethical or ethical, but it's certainly harmful.
Certainly harmful. Yeah. So yes, so I want to take one last opinion or one last fact about Ayurveda, and then we'll be done with the stream. So in
Okay.
Ayurveda, if you might see a lot of rules, like when you should eat, what combination of foods you should eat, and you shouldn't be eating uh, after sorry, you shouldn't be. What's the rule? So there are lots of thousands and thousands of rules that Ayurveda impose, and at least what I've seen from these videos on YouTube. So I want to, and in contrast to that, when you see the medical science, there are not so many rules. There are certain general ideas how you can be healthy. So that brings a question in my mind that do following all these rules actually make any difference? So many rules of Ayurveda, following all that, does that make any difference? That what time you should eat, what time you should exercise? They have set timetable for that, and every human being should be following that. So that's what I wanted to ask.
So the way I see it is,
Hmm.
imagine there are 10 people, okay,
Okay.
and one person has a ideal, like a ideal way of going through his day. He gets up early, he meditates,
Hmm.
he takes a shower, he has a proper breakfast, he
Hmm.
goes to work, then he comes back, something like that. That's like, let's just say it's an ideal day.
Okay.
So what our forefathers, what they did is they wanted people to have like a as close to an ideal day as possible.
Yes.
Okay. So they made these rules, and they, if you just tell a person, okay, this is what you got to do you think that person is going to do that?
No.
He's obviously not going to do that because it's not fun to have like at least in the beginning, it's not fun to have a healthy schedule, right? You just want to do whatever you want to do. But if you tell them that if you don't do this, it's against your religion.
Hmm.
Like if you don't take a shower every day, it's against your religion. if you say that, do you think he'll be more inclined to do it?
Certainly, yes. But the
Yeah, he will do it. So that's how these rules
yeah,
started coming out. Like you have to do these. If you give them like 10 things to do, you'll do at least 5 or 6 things. Right.
exactly. But the
So that's how this started out.
more
But
impact is created when they say that if you don't do this, this will be harmful for your body.
yeah, exactly. That's how you scare someone into doing it, right?
Exactly.
Like if I tell you if you don't meditate, you're gonna become a psychiatric patient in 10 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Would that make you want to meditate every day? You will certainly meditate every day,
Hmm, 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 hmm,
right?
hmm.
But a lot of these things are again based. Some of them are based on pseudoscience. I actually wanted to make a video on this, and looking at the thing I got for that Fituber video, I just decided that right now is not the time. Okay, I wanted to make a video about Indian traditions. I in fact have the whole script ready. I haven't just made it. So a lot of things, like for example, I'll give you one example. Don't drink water standing up, or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So the apparent reasoning is that if you drink water standing up, it's going to pass through your body quickly, and none of the nutrients will be absorbed.
Hmm.
That means to say, if you're standing, your digestive tract is going to become like a straight pipe, and it just goes out with your pee. That's not how it works. Whether you're sitting, whether you're standing, in fact, even if you're upside down and you drink water properly, it is going to go to the same place. It's going to
Okay.
get absorbed in the same rate.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things like this. And don't cook during a solar eclipse. I think that's a common one. Everyone
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
seen it.
yeah. If science is dope is there,
There's absolutely,
he would love this one question. Like he has made a special
yeah.
video on this.
Sorry?
Like there is one guy whose channel name is Science is Dope. He has made a special video on this about
Okay.
cooking and eating while solar eclipse.
Okay.
Yeah, how this myth is passed, basically that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can
No, if you
continue. Yeah.
see that myth,
Hmm.
if you see that myth, it's not an Indian myth.
Hmm.
It's prevalent worldwide.
Okay.
Okay, because long back when our ancestors saw these phenomena occurring, they thought it was a bad omen from the gods, saying
Hmm.
something is gonna go bad.
Yeah.
And if like after solar eclipse, something bad happened, someone died. Okay, next day, he was probably gonna die anyway, but he died the next day.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, oh, because of that he died. And that is gonna, when a lot of people, when like almost everyone were uneducated, these kind of logic would spread from person to person. And the logic that people tell why they shouldn't be cooking during a solar eclipse is that apparently there's going to be more radiation, right?
Yeah.
But NASA has made it clear in one of their websites about knowledge for about eclipses. There is no extra radiation during solar eclipse. The radiation is going to be the same. It's just that the
Same.
sun is, like if you have your hand against your light bulb, it's gonna give out the same light.
Same light.
It's
Yeah.
just that your hand is covering the light bulb.
Hmm.
So there's no extra radiation to come and affect your food. And if during solar eclipse, if like one person cooked and he got some issue because of the food that he ate, like let's just say he got a tummy ache, the whole this thing will spread that he ate food that was cooked during solar eclipse and he got a tummy ache. So that will get passed down to generations. Don't do that because you'll get something bad.
Exactly. So
That's how these things
people
get
wouldn't blame the
amplified.
food that the person has ate. People would blame the timing that that person has ate. That is solar eclipse.
Exactly. Like if it's because of radiation, there is food outside in there's food outside in the fields. Like there is rice being grown. There are fruits being grown.
Exactly.
That should also have that radiation, right? So when you
Yeah.
eat that fruit, technically you're probably gonna get the effect after this thing as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are some questions coming. Nehal is saying that if a chicken is affected by a bird flu, does cooking it properly kills the virus, or is it safe to consume it? That's what he's asking.
Yeah. Cooking it well, anywhere over 70 degrees Celsius is going to kill the virus.
Kill the virus.
So make sure, make sure you cook it properly and eat it. It shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure when you buy a chicken, just make sure it's live. Like if you're going to buy it from this thing,
Mm-hmm. So
just there are these cheap restaurants, roadside restaurants that serve that actually buy all these dead chickens because they get it cheap.
mm-hmm.
So maybe avoid those places if you're not very this thing very sure about the current situation. But
Yeah.
cooking chicken at anywhere over 70 degrees, like if you're cooking it in a cooker or something, it will definitely go above 100, 120, 150 degrees. If you're frying it, it'll go around 250 degrees. So
So
obviously, it's
that
not
should
going to
kill the
be there in your
virus.
food. Yeah, but when you're handling chicken, raw uncooked chicken, make sure you wash your hands thoroughly after you handle it.
Okay. Sure, sure. So the next question is, he's saying that you missed one question, that science on meditation. We have addressed this one thing on our channel, but still, Dr. Ajay, what would you have? What opinion do you have on meditation?
So, me and the whole of medicine is very positive about meditation. In fact, like meditation centers you, it gives you a better perspective about life. I don't know, I'm not talking about the spiritual aspect of it because
Okay.
I'm no expert. I'm not going to talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
There are better people to do that.
Hmm.
But from a medical and physiology perspective, it reduces stress, gives you better sleep, helps you basically manage stress and your lifestyle pretty well. So I suggest everyone should meditate, and it doesn't have to be like the classical way of sitting and having your legs crossed in a palm position or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Doesn't have to be like that. You can just sit on a chair and just stare at a wall, not do anything, let all thoughts come in for 10 minutes. I mean, just
That's your
don't
meditation. Yeah.
try to don't try to beat anything. Let everything come in. That way you'll know what your thoughts are. You can be
Hmm.
more
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
comfortable with your thoughts.
Hmm. So Adya Mathur is saying that do those tips work? So he probably would be talking about the tips that Ayurveda gave about the lifestyle, waking up early, and the what time you should eat, what time you should sleep. He's talking about those tips.
No, I mean, you have to think about it. Like most people nowadays are educated,
Hmm.
so they know what is right, what is wrong.
Yeah.
People like 200, 300 years back didn't know that a good breakfast is important to, have good energy levels throughout the day. But now we know that,
Yeah.
right? So we don't need rules. We don't need rules. We just need to think. We know everything. It's just that we don't think about it and we are just lazy at doing the right things. Okay, we don't want to do the right things because doing the right things is sometimes difficult, at least in the
Exactly.
beginning. But once you get used to it, it's actually pretty easy and amazing.
Yeah. So, like with that, all the opinions that I had noted are over, and I think so. We should end the stream with this note. It was an amazing stream. It was amazing to have you on my channel, and thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule. And yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. What do you have to say to
Yeah,
my
it
audience?
was
Yeah.
it was definitely very nice being here, man. I wish there were more questions. I enjoyed answering this because
Yeah.
these are all the common misconceptions that people have about health in the society, and we need to start addressing it. Not many doctors are doing it in India, and that is probably the reason why people go to depend
Yeah.
on people like Fituber to get their health info. Yeah, hopefully more of my doctor friends come forward and do stuff like this on the internet, on YouTube,
And
so that
also you
people get
can
a
be a recurring guest on our channel, Brain Hacks, and
yeah, definitely,
you can
definitely.
come once in a while and bust some myths that are being spreaded on internet. And we would love to have
Definitely, yeah.
these types of live streams again and again. and and I
Definitely,
am
yeah.
seeing
And
a lot of
uh,
my viewers have engaged a lot in this particular live stream, sending their
yeah,
questions.
thanks guys, thanks for your participation. If you have questions, put it on in the comments. I'll try to answer them. And all the links that I was mentioning, those Twitter links,
Yeah.
that we'll put in the description.
Okay. So guys,
So
come on.
thanks for this.
Like we
Yeah,
have we have more 3 to 4 minutes. So if you have any questions, we are waiting for it. Uh, just put it out on in the comment section. and we'll address those questions. Come on. I'll just till then I'll just check if I've missed any of the questions.
Sure.
Okay, there's no question that I've missed, and I don't know, people are not sending any questions.
I think they've
They're done. They're
got the
done.
answers
Yeah,
already.
they've done. So with this, we'll end the
Yeah.
stream. Thank you so much for being here.